unit conversions, page 10, number 11. So basically this has a interesting table which relates a whole bunch of different currencies, and the way you read it is you say, if I have a US dollar, one US dollar is worth 0.647 British pounds. It's worth 81.92 Japan yen, and it's worth 0.759 euros, for example. One British pound is worth 1.174 euros. Okay? Alright, so let's see if we can use this table to solve this problem. Find the values for P and Q. Okay, so P is the value of US dollars, which the 1 euro is worth. So we can find P by maybe starting with 1 euro and converting that. Okay, so we have 1 euro, and we're going to convert that with P and get number of US dollars. Do we have a domino that relates euros and US dollars? Well, besides P, we do have one which relates euros and US dollars here, don't we? And so let's see, what does that domino say? This domino says that 1 US dollar is worth 0.759 euros. So we could use that, couldn't we? So we're going to put 1 euro is 0.759 euros on the bottom to make the euros cancel out, and then 1 US dollar on top, and that would give me the number of US dollars here. So let's use the calculator to figure that out. Okay, so 1 divided by 0.759. 1.32. Let's give more significant figures because they're giving more than that. So we'll put 1.3175. So how does that give us our answer of what P is? There's two ways of thinking about that. First is, if we had P, we could multiply it right there, and do you see how we are using the other domino in the exact same role? So P is actually equivalent to 1 over US dollars divided by 0.759. The other thing you can kind of see is in this table, do you see that whenever you have a exchange rate in one direction, like 1 GBP is 126 Japan yen, we also have the opposite, which is 1 Japan yen is 0.007579 GBP. So it turns out that these two are reciprocals. So 1 divided by 0.0079 GBP is equal to 126.65, or in this case, it's rounded a little bit differently. Okay, so these ones that are across the diagonal are actually reciprocals of each other. Okay, that makes sense, right? Whenever you're doing conversion and you want to convert in the opposite direction, you just flip the domino over, right? Okay, so let's find Q. So Q would just be the opposite, the reciprocal of 1.174. So I'm going to write that down. So Q is equal to 1 over 1.174. And 1.174 is the number of euros in a GBP. Okay, and so I'm going to put 1 divided by 1.174, and that is 0.852 GBP per euros. Okay? Alright, that was part A. Part B. Muriel wants to change money at a bank in Bristol. How many euros will she have to change to receive 150 GBP? So if Muriel has X euros, she wants to multiply that times a domino and get 150 GBP. So this is a little bit opposite of what we usually see. There's two ways of doing this. One is you could do the conversion starting with 150 GBP. And if we had a buy-sell problem where the bank was going to give different exchange rates depending on which direction you were going, you have to be really careful with that. But in this case, we don't. So it would be, let's do it first this way. So X euros times, and we want an exchange rate where there's euros on the bottom and GBP on top. So we could use 1 euro is 0.852 GBP. Okay. Then this would be the equation we need. So basically we have 0.852x equals 150. So x is equal to 150. And we're going to divide both sides by 0.852. Right? And we'll have 150 divided by 0.852. 176. 0.06 euros. Okay? Part 2. The bank charges a 2.4% commission on all transactions. If she makes this transaction, how many British pounds will Muriel actually receive from the bank? Okay, so she has 176.06 euros, and she's expecting to get 150 British pounds, but she's going to get slightly less because there's a 2.4% commission. So either you could take the euros she has and multiply that times 2.4% to get the, we're going to multiply a number by 2.4% to see how much is the commission. We'd subtract it off. How many British pounds will Muriel actually receive from the bank? Well, how much did she think she was going to get? She thought she was going to get 150. So instead of getting 150, she's going to subtract off the commission, which is 0.024, because 2.4% multiplied times 0.01 to convert it into a decimal. Let's see, 150 times 0.024. 3.6. So 3.6 GBP is the commission. Now I can subtract off that 3.6 from 150, and that'll give me the amount of GBP that Muriel actually receives. So she actually gets 150 minus 3.6, which is 146.40 GBP. Okay, let's go to the next one. Minnie visits Britain from America and exchanges 3,000 US dollars into pounds at an exchange rate of 0.652 GBP. So here's our domino. The bank charges a 2.5% commission. The commission, you can subtract it off before you exchange or after you exchange, whichever is more convenient. So 3,000 US dollars times the domino, which is going to be 1 US dollar on bottom, so that we cancel those out, and 0.652 GBP on top. And that's going to give me 3,000 times 0.652, which is 1956 GBP. And then I'm going to subtract off a 2.5% commission times 0.025. That gives me a commission of 0.025 because I multiplied 2.5 times 0.01 to convert it into decimal. And that gives me a commission of 48.9. And then I'm going to subtract the commission off, 1956 minus 48.9. 1956 minus 48.9. 1907.10 GBP. So that's what we're left in A. After Britain, Minnie travels to Italy. She changes 550 GBP to euros at an exchange rate of, and they give us a new exchange rate here. So we're going to start out with 550 GBP, and we're going to multiply it times this new domino. 1 GBP in the bottom, so that the GBPs cancel out, and on the top it'll be 1.18 euros. And then we need to put that in the calculator. So it'll be 550, 1.18, 649 euros. Let's see if they charge a commission there. The bank charges commission and then gives Minnie €629. Okay, so normally what we do is calculate the commission and subtract it and find what she ends up with. And do you see that what she ended up with is 629 here? So now it says find the amount of the commission, so this becomes kind of an algebra problem. So we have 629 minus the commission. Never realized how hard it is to draw the euro sign. Okay, and so now we're going to find what the commission was. If what she started was 649 and she ended up with the 629, what's the commission? I think you could do that in your head. It looks like it's 20, right? But just to show you the algebra, we are going to add C to both sides so that we get a positive CI. So one less step. 649 equals 629 plus C. And then I'm going to subtract 629 from both sides. And I'll get 20 equals C. Okay? So the commission is 20 euros. And that's it for the problem set.